You know, way too often we see young people on social media playing with weapons and fights and filming all of this foolishness and all of this stuff. You know, and we have to think, who raised these children? Because that's the first thing I thought. I was looking at a report, where, some young guy, murdered his girlfriend, you know, and, previously she had recorded footage of him playing with a assault rifle, and everything was all fun and games, and you guys just don't understand that, first of all, guns are instruments of death, and they're only designed to kill, right? If you're hunting, you're going to kill something. So when you point a gun at a person, you shouldn't do it unless you have intent on getting them off of you or saving your own life or whatever you're going to pull it out for, but it should be for a justifiable reason. Too many times we see this happen. That being said, and I'll be quick because I have to, get to something, but, that being said, when I was a youngster, maybe about 10 or 11, we used to go to the rec center. And there was this kid out there. His name was, I think it was Booney or something like that. Don't ask me. That's what they named him. Okay. But Booney was a big kid. We were like 10, 11-year-olds. This guy was, he looked every bit of, his size and girth and stuff. He looked about maybe, 18-ish, 19-ish. Had a little facial hair. He was one of those early bloomers. But his mind, he didn't have the mind of a mature teen. He was just a kid. And he had a mental problem. And why do I say that? Yeah, some people are corny and goofy, and you got the little boys who play with their milk and, blue spit bubbles in the milk and all that foolishness. But this kid, he loved wrestling. He used to love watching wrestling, And I looked at it too. We like Ric Flair and all of that shit, Hulk Hogan and all of this stuff. But he had a problem with, he didn't know how to stop playing. Okay? And, he was one of those kids, he was really big and everything. And, we liked to play too. And we would get into it, and we'd have these little tag team matches outside and, by the swings or some shit on the concrete or whatever we were doing. And sometimes the playing would really get out of hand to the point where you would say, stop, man. Stop, Booney. Stop playing, man. And Booney just did not know how. It seemed like every time you told him to stop, he would just get more excited and he would just keep playing. Okay? And I remember one particular time, there was this other guy, his size, and we were having a tag team match. And so it was me and some other little guy my size versus Booney and this other big ass guy. And we were doing a tag team match, and we had our little cardboard belts and shit, and we were fighting for belts. Okay? And that day I was sick, and I don't know why I was out there playing. I didn't have a coat on, and I was sick that day, and I didn't feel well. I felt sort of faint. But I was still playing because I wanted to get all my time in. And, I didn't want to tell my mom because I didn't want her to have me stuck in the house. So I faked it a little bit. But I'm out there wrestling and shit, and I started feeling a little extra faint. So I made a request to Booney to stop playing because, like, at that moment, I think, like, he had me in one of those wrestling holds where, like, I think it was like the suplex or something. I don't know what that move is. When you pick someone up and you raise them over your head and you fall back, right? There was a guy named, was it Tully Blanchard or Tully Blanchard? Somebody used to do this move, and the slingshot suplex, right? Because that's what he was trying to do. So anyway, this guy picks me up, and I'm hoisted way up in the air. I have my legs straight up in the air, and this is a big guy. And he falls back, directly back onto the ground with me, right? And so I fall right on my back, boom. And for a minute, I blacked out because I hit the ground with full impact, okay? We weren't in a wrestling ring, that shit is fake. They have, they practice their stunts and all of this stuff. But we were just kids trying to emulate the wrestlers on TV. Long story short, that was very dangerous. I could have died that day. I could have broken my neck. I could have, severed my spine. Anything could have happened that day. And it was really behind you know, someone not listening. So when you say, hey man, stop playing, stop fucking playing. You have these people that just get really excited and they just can't stop fucking playing. And then the result is you get injured, you have to go to the emergency room. Your fucking parents are going off and shit, trying to figure out, taking names and shit, numbers. And this stuff happens because people don't know how to control themselves. Okay? So when we fast forward to this situation where this guy was playing with a rifle, because I've seen it before, I've done another video on this sometime in the past, you know, where these kids get hold of these murderous weapons and they play with each other. They're like water guns. They point them at each other. And you have to, let me stop you right there. Just because you're a child, let me explain something to you. Either you came from a crazy household, right, where you didn't have a lot of discipline and your parents didn't really care what you did, or you yourself was one of those messed up children. You know, and I always use these examples where you drop a phone and it just doesn't work quite so well. You know, the sound is not working. So you're one of those light bulbs in the pack that you guys get and you shake them up and you can hit a little thing rattling around and light bulb doesn't work. See, some of these people are like this mentally, where they keep playing games and they just don't know how to stop playing. That girl who shot the boy in the head, you know, on Facebook Live or something, last year or year before last, whatever, right? It was senseless and it looked stupid from start to finish, right? We were watching this gasping, thinking, when are you going to stop fucking playing? But some of these people, folks, have mental problems. This is how it starts. It started on the playground. That little boy, you had to punch in the face because he just did not know how to stop playing, right? Sometimes as a child, you would get mature and you would say, hey man, we could break our legs doing this. Stop playing, stop playing. And they just, okay? And by the way, that guy Booney, later on in life, you know, I heard he got murdered or something. You see? I don't know what happened in the story. I just know somebody shot him up a couple of times or something. Right? Because it made the paper. But my thing is that maybe that guy didn't know how to stop playing. And that resulted in him getting killed one day. See, someone's going to really hurt one of you guys one day. For all of you fucking fools out there that just don't know how to chill out. Take a chill pill. Take a deep breath. If you're hyper like this, take a deep breath. So when you deal with people in your workspaces or your family members at home, you know, maybe that uncle, that drunk uncle who gets a little drunk on the holidays, drinks too much and then wants to take a swing at you and you have to lay him down or something. You know, these are people who just don't know how to control themselves. It starts up here, folks, right? You could be a child and act on impulses, but an adult is able to rationalize. And maybe some of these mature teens too, because if they're able to have sex and get guns and do all of the things that adults are doing, right? Sometimes stuff adults aren't doing, like murdering people and shit. And it's not all fun and games because that person can't come back, even though they'll move on somewhere, right? There's pain involved with their families. So stop fucking playing, folks. Okay, I'm not going to make this really long today, but I just realized that a lot of this, you know, you guys, you're pranksters. A lot of you play too fucking much, right? You do this shit. I've talked about people on the jobs, you know, who will set up the equipment for you to get hurt or lock you out of a door or something, and they're playing too fucking much, locking people in freezers and shit. People die from this shit. We've seen it. Okay, you guys need to look in the mirror at yourselves and realize where you went wrong, right? And if you're still doing this, think about the fact that maybe one day someone's going to Chuck Norris your ass. Just think about it, right? Be that kid who's more mature. Be like me, right? Stop playing, Booney. Stop playing, Booney. Where's Booney now? Okay. One of the hellish worlds. I don't know. But I'm just telling you guys, just for public service announcement, stop fucking playing so much, okay? Don't play with guns, period. Don't point them at people, right? You shouldn't even be hunting, really, honestly. We'll get into that in another video. You shouldn't be doing all of this stuff for sport, right? Because who are you? What if someone hunted you? We'll talk about that in another video. Okay, you guys go on over to my website, thinkbehavior.info, pick up my book, I Love Bad Behavior, and you can get that book on Amazon. Thanks for the new subscriptions. right? And all the people who told me they liked the book, I really appreciate that. I got another one coming soon, so you guys look out for that. Okay? I love bad behavior, but I love happy endings. I love seeing children live their lives into adulthood and not get murdered senselessly, right, behind foolishness. Y'all take care. Take care.